Thank you very much. Dr. Heena Gavit.
Thank you, Chairman. Sir, I rise to support the Union Budget 2020-23. I would like to thank Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji and our Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, for presenting an all-inclusive budget. The Union Budget seeks to complement macroeconomic level growth with a focus on microeconomic level all-inclusive welfare. Our government has tried to address the needs of each and everyone in the country, let it be those living in the rural areas, let it be those living in the cities, or those living in the borderline areas of the country. To start with, the Union Budget 22 is based on 4 pillars. First is the PM Gati Shakti, second is inclusive development, third is the productivity enhancement and investment, sunrise opportunities, energy transition and climate change, and fourth is financing of investments. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan has 7 engines. Under the road transport, government plans to expand the national highway network to up to 25,000 kilometers in 2022-23, for which rupees 20,000 crores will be mobilized. The government plans to establish multimodal logistic park at 4 locations through the public-private partnership model. 2,000 kilometers of railway network under indigenous technology will be expanded. One station, one product, which is a new concept, will help local businesses and supply chains. Sir, it is worthwhile to mention that India has Asia's largest rail network and world's 2nd largest rail network, which means that this concept of one station, one product is going to benefit each and every part of the country. Wherever there is a railway station, this one station, one product scheme will be implemented. And by bringing this concept, the government is trying to help the local businesses to bring them in the mainstream line by bringing in this initiative. The government is also planning to develop for 400 new generation Vande Bharat trains, 100 cargo terminals, and 8 ropeway projects for 60 kilometers length. So the next pillar is the inclusive development. Inclusive development of farmers is one of the main priority areas of the government. As India has 70% of its population dependent on agriculture and allied activities for their livelihood, it is obvious that the focus of the government is going to be more on this agriculture sector. The government has announced the usage of Kisan drones as an all-purpose tool for farmers for crop assessment, digitization of land records, spraying of fertilizers and insecticides. Sir, as I'm a doctor myself and I represent a rural constituency, we come across lots of people who develop poisoning, who develop cancers because continuously they are in contact with those chemical fertilizers. Because of these Kisan drones, now our farmers will be protected from these kind of poisoning and cancers. And I thank on behalf of all the farmers to the government, because this Kisan drone is going to be of much more help to the farmers. So, along with this, being agriculture the largest sector in the country, it can prove to be a major source of employment to those who are living in the rural areas, and also can help in developing entrepreneurship. Keeping this in mind, the government has focused on the agri-business and tried to support the rural and the agri-business startups by bringing in a fund with a blended capital under a co-investment model through NABARD in order to finance these agri-startups. This will definitely create many jobs for the people particularly living in the rural areas of the country. Rupees 2.37 lakh crore MSP will be directly transferred to the accounts of 1.63 crore farmers. The government has allocated funds for agroforestry for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe farmers. This will definitely help in earning of the SC and ST farmers. Sir, when I travel in my Nandurbar parliamentary constituency, my constituency lies mostly in the hilly areas of Satpura and Sahyadri ranges. I see most of the tribal women carrying water from miles away in a bucket or something that we call as handa on their head and by their side. And I feel really painful to see our sisters taking water for so long distance. And therefore, I try to help these women as much as I can so that they get water available very close to their houses. When government brought the Jal Jeevan Mission scheme, Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, I realized that the government also feels the pain of the mothers and sisters of the country and has launched this scheme. And for this scheme, sir, the government is giving 60 crore to cover 3.8 crore households in the year 2022 and 23. Sir, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana ensures housing to all the poor, particularly those who do not have the Pakka houses. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, in my Nandurbar parliamentary constituency, more than 1 lakh people have got the houses so far, and there are still more number left behind. Now, under this budget, the government has allocated 48,000 crores for completion of 80 lakh houses, which is going to fulfill the dreams of 80 lakh people who have been waiting for their Pakka house so far. And on behalf of all those poor people, I would like to thank the government for this budgetary allocation. Sir, during the pandemic, we all are aware that schools were closed and online education was started. We are aware that in most of the rural areas, it was difficult to give online education to our children due to many hurdles. And therefore, lots of children had to face educational loss. To cope up with this educational loss, the government has come up with one class, one TV channel program of PM Vidya to cover 200 TV channels, so that the educational loss will be covered and our children, who are the future of our country, will get education, and whatever loss they had in the last 2 years will be covered. So on behalf of all the parents, I would like to thank the government for this initiative. Sir, also virtual labs, skill e-labs will be set up to promote critical thinking skills and simulated learning environment. Digital university for world-class education with personalized learning experience will be established. Skill training is also a very important sector, and we must appreciate the efforts that the government has put for empowering citizens to skill, reskill, and upskill through online training by planning to launch Desh Stack e-portal. It is very important to give quality education to the people to ensure that they get good placements and job opportunities. Through this portal, it will be assured that quality training is given by the master trainers to the people in the most remotest parts of the country where it is difficult for the master trainers to reach. Sir, along with this, for women empowerment also, government plans integrated benefits to women and child through Mission Shakti, Mission Vatsalya, Saksham Anganwadi, and Poshan 2.0. 2 lakh Anganwadis will be upgraded to Saksham Anganwadis. Sir, the National Family Health Survey 4 and National Family Health Survey 5 clearly shows the improvement in the child sex ratio, and this has been possible because of the initiative Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao of this government. Sir, in terms of strengthening initiatives towards achieving the climate targets voiced by Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, the latest budget lays down significant provisions. Echoing the same, the Honorable Finance Minister stated, and I quote, "Risks of climate crisis are the strongest negative externalities that affect India and other countries," unquote. We all are witnessing the climate change effects. India being an agrarian country, the effects of climate change are affecting the agriculture sector. We are witnessing droughts, we are witnessing hailstorms, unseasonal rains, and extremes of temperatures. Therefore, this is the need of the hour to come up and start working on the green initiatives. This budget provides impetus to clean and green economy by increasing allocation of rupees 19,500 crores for PLI schemes for manufacturing of high-efficiency solar modules. Additionally, to promote the transition to electric vehicles, the government has announced a battery swapping policy as well as formulation of interoperability standards. The government has also announced the intention to complement public transport and clean technology as well as implement special mobility zones. 5 to 7% biomass pellets will also be co-fired in thermal power plant, which will result in reduction of carbon dioxide emission. This will also reduce stubble burning, dependence on coal, and consequently air pollution. Furthermore, sovereign green bonds will also be issued by mobilizing resources in green infrastructure. Last but not the least, rupees 2,217 crore has been allocated to combat air pollution in 42 urban cities with a population of over 1 million. Sir, aspirational district program, which was made for backward districts to improve the quality of life of citizens has shown remarkable improvement in a very short span. My constituency, Nandurbar, is also one of the aspirational districts, and we have witnessed significant progress in health, nutrition, infrastructure, education, and financial inclusion. In this year's budget, the government has announced its focus from aspirational district to aspirational block, which means going till the last mile, reaching till the last person. And I am very much confident that the way aspirational districts have shown progress over the past few years, definitely improvement in the aspirational blocks will change the picture and will totally change the scenario of that area. Sir, I thank the government, Prime Minister Modi ji, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, for bringing in this very good budget. I wholeheartedly support the budget. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Shri V. Redippa ji.